Hello, this is Sheldon, the voice of Dark Lord Diablos and writer of whatever it is that I do here. And I just gotta say, for one, thank you for 50 subs. I know it doesn't seem much, but to me that is just amazing. That 50 people's just subscribe and listen to my videos. And that is just beyond anything that I could imagine, and never even thought that would be possible. And I would like to actually take this time to thank all the people that I know on Discord for actually pushing me to do what I love to do on the internet. I know I'm not big, and I don't expect to ever get big, but I really appreciate. So this video is something very special to me. One of the people who I admire that kind of inspired me to do this YouTube channel gave me permission to do a review on her work. And I'm putting links down in the description below to her work, and I really hope you watch it and give her a hello. This video I worked hard on, and I hope you appreciate her work as much as I do. I thank you, and let's begin the episode. Take it away, Diablos. Start off with Journey to the Past 1, as Shadi pulls the Millennium Puzzle out of the rubble from the tomb that it was dropped in the 5th season. Yeah, if you're wondering why does this take place during the 5th season, it's because this is a time travel series. And unlike most, I'm really not worried about the plot contrivances. Then we go into our opening. The song in the background is by Skillet. I don't have the rights to play the song, so I'm not even going to attempt it. I just got done fighting Bushiroad. I'm not going to fight in a band for it. The opening visuals is really good, with the original opening mixed with stock footage. And yeah, at places you can tell the difference, but at some you can't. And it's really good for a fan project, and I do enjoy it. We'll get back to this note later when we get into the second episode. But showing off all the OC characters and the characters from the original show, the blending is fairly decent. The show starts off with, however, is someone breaking into the card shop to steal Yugi's Millennium Puzzle. And god damn it, Yugi's track record with this thing is amazing. He done lost it 3 times. 3. At this point he knows Bakura knows where he lives, but I guess he's still trying to make friends with him, but you know, I'm not even going to ask why he didn't do anything about it. He follows the girl out of his house and down the back alleys of Domino City, which Domino City must have a lot of back streets, to where she finds her telling the Millennium Puzzle murderer. As she realizes she's spotted, she hightails it out of there through more back streets. Like I said, Domino's probably full of back streets. By the time he catches up, she asks for a duel and reveals that she also has a Millennium Puzzle. Beware! There's a paradox happening down the street. Don't hit a butterfly.
Let me take over. You wanted a duel.
Their transformation scene, which I really do like the fact that Aoi uses the Japanese version of how it's done versus the dub version, because my feelings between the two versions are mixed. She calls him Yami, which then the Pharaoh replies that means darkness, which means he has very good skills in Japanese. Well, considering Domino is in Japan, but anywho. To note, the Millennium Puzzle that she is wearing is the same Millennium Puzzle he has, except that one doesn't have his soul, and I'm pretty sure Shadi gave it to her at some point. As the duel starts off, she summons Albedo from Overlord to defend herself. Actually, fairly good choice considering Albedo has great defense, considering she's something called a Dark Paladin. I'm sorry, I really love old Overlord stuff. Now, going on with the voice acting, J.B. Coleman does a good version of the Pharaoh, and I really like it. It kind of reminds me of Daniel Green from the original show, and it really works. I just don't know why, I just really like his impersonation of the Pharaoh. Now, speaking of other contrivances, later on during this duel, our dear friend Aoi manages to outplay the Pharaoh so fucking hilariously that she not only realizes that he drew one of the god cards, being Osiris or Slifer if you're a dub person, she makes a play so damn contrived that she forces everyone to discard their hands and exchanges it out just for fun so she can get Slifer in her hands, one of his cards. I find it to be one of the best fucking plays out of this whole duel, and it's super funny in my opinion. Oh, and just to prove that a Millennium Puzzle is real, she manages to summon Slifer from her hand using instant calling to special summon it to the field. And since this is the anime version of Slifer, it doesn't go in the graveyard after summon.
Just summon a monster without a second.
Don't do this!
I summon the Sky Dragon of Osiris!
Stop!
When Slifer gets summoned onto the field, it seems absolutely pissed at the Pharaoh for some reason. And Slifer cuddling Aoi seems really adorable, and I believe it's wallpaper worthy. Just as this is happening, the Pharaoh is wondering who in the hell is she, which brings up the voice acting for Aoi herself. The voice actress doing this, in my opinion, does a really good job at playing an antagonistic duelist. Oh, and just as in one of the Black Elf Hunter is summoned, Slifer's effect activates, and I feel this is like being tragic for the damn thing. Because it has 2000 attack, which means this happens, and the poor thing gets destroyed. Later on, she uses a spell to tribute the two Overlord monsters, damn it, to summon Black Elf Hunter to her field, which when summoned projects a memory. I really love the actress when she tries to convey her utter terror and confusion when the Pharaoh asks who she is. And then she responds, trying to remember her name, that she was once called Aoi, which I know I've mentioned through this video beforehand, but here's the kicker. As the Pharaoh proclaimed, Aoi means light. So, basically, she's light and he is darkness. Interesting parallels, huh? I wonder what it could all mean. But anywho, it's down to time for the Pharaoh getting his axe kicked by someone he doesn't know. By her summoning the next card in her archetype, Black Elf Rogue, during his turn. Yeah, this is where we're going to get to the part where people think Sawai's deck is OP, but I'll get to that a little later. Also, when Rogue is summoned, it projects another memory.
Rogue!
Yavi? Is something the matter?
Why is she?
Attack directly!
that memory was interesting. By the way, Rogue just attacked him during his own turn. I'm calling ruling bull on that. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. Also, when Yugi shows up in the shadow game, the shadows seem to consume him. But then Aoi proceeds concern for Yugi. Which brings up the question, does she know how to use the Millennium Puzzle shadow powers? Or does the shadows do whatever they want? Like I said, I'm a dub watcher, so I don't know how the shadow games work in the Japanese version. But Yugi, the Pharaoh, then asks why she's doing this, and she proclaims 3,000 years ago he killed her. Well, if you have any reason to be angry, that would be it. Which I find would be interesting because back in Season 4, during Yugi's duel with Raphael mentioned that Yugi, the Pharaoh, was also evil. That point really never went anywhere, kind of like how all of Season 4 never really went anywhere. But I'm glad it's being brought up now and being put to good use. I appreciate that very, very much. Also, he apparently has Obelisk in his hand. Does someone sense a Battle City arc flashback? I do. Now, going on to Aoi's deck, by the way, people say it's OP. I don't find it that OP. Only one of the monsters in her archetype lineup, I think, is actually OP to an extent. But even then, that's kind of going on borderline, considering in modern-day Yu-Gi-Oh! No one hardly uses any traps on the field anymore. I mean, it might be able to counter evenly matched impermanence, but who cares? By the way, Yami manages to bring out Obelisk onto the field. And I got to say, the original soundtrack to this is awesome.
I won't let you defeat me. I sacrifice my 3 knights to summon the God of War, Obelisk!
So yeah, as he summoned Obelisk, the God of War, it seems pretty pissed off at him as well, and hinting that he did do something wrong. Considering since the last time these assholes were pissed off, 3 of Pegasus' people died, and Pegasus had to hide the damn cards in Egypt, which then preceded the whole Merrick Ishtar arc thing. And even then, Odeon got smited by lightning because he played a fake copy of Ra. The point I'm trying to say is, Pharaoh, you better figure out why you pissed them off and fix it quick, because these assholes have the tendency to kill people just for the funsies. Now, of course, we're going to have stock footage used from Battle City, but the duel kind of concludes this episode with an epic clash between the both of them, as Yami manages to counter OIE by activating Sword for Sword, and using that to take out one of the cards in her hand. Though I hope it's remembered that she gets that card back later on. Just saying. The duel ends with the epic clash and the Battle City stock footage, which even though I have mentioned it quite a lot, I don't mind. It is awesome. And the Pharaoh being knocked out. Oh, and apparently instead of calling the cops, the grandpa called his friends. Probably either A, he don't think the cops can help, or B, he has become senile in his old years and thinks that the friends are the cops. But either way, they're on their way. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to get there, but they're on their way. The episode officially ends with Aoi saying she'll never stop, implying that she is dead set on killing the Pharaoh. Which, considering the Pharaoh killed her, I agree. The ending credits is mostly originally done from what I can tell. The background song I don't recognize for any of the bands I listen to, but then again, I am an old uncultured swine at best. But it's alright. Not my cup of tea, but it's alright. I do like the backgrounds though. They are really, really, really pretty. The next episode, things are going to wrap up for this duel and set things up for the series entirely, which I will talk about then. The next episode doesn't have really much of an intro. It starts off with the opening scene, which still has the Skillet song, I'm not putting it up there, a newer, flashier, brighter animation. I was going to say opening, I don't know why. And this shows in the past 3 years that OIE and her team have improved very dramatically with the opening credits and original animation that she used combined with the stock footage. That I really, really appreciate. And the fact that someone's playing one of my favorite cards in a favorite card series in the opening, which we'll probably not get along to for a while, is very, very hyped. That's all I got to say. Bring this up now, but if you were a dub watcher and you're confused about what's going on since the ending of Dawn of the Duel, all I got to say is there's reasons for that. One, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was sick and ill in the hospital, and according to my artist friend, there was time constricancies. So even in the Japanese version, the plot is, Also, the Pharaoh is extremely barely fighting off LIE, summoning a giant soldier with stone. YOE manages to summon the final member of her archetype, Black Elf Warlock, which summons another memory. Which, Grace, come here. I need you to watch this with me, please.
What is it you have for me? Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, I'll watch.
My body! I have no control! No! No! No!
Holy shit!
I know, the animation's fucking amazing!
No, the pharaoh chopped her head off! Look, her head is lying on the ground!
Don't you realize that the original Japanese version and manga are dark as hell? The Pharaoh killed people like Pain, and the Shadow games really killed people. The Shadow Realm didn't exist. That was only 4 kids trying to erase the concept to death.
Oh. Wait, you called me in here just to do this? To kill my childhood?
All this payback for telling BB I had the moon cell grease. The duel continues on as it should, with the Pharaoh seeming incredibly depressed with the psychological torture he's been going through since this duel started. Even Aoi finishing off the text of whatever card he's playing, which proves that she is intelligent enough to read card effects on field, unlike some people here in a second. That's not a criticism, that's just a joke on these duels entirely. Yeah, I think the dub had the right idea for not putting the text on the cards. But anywho, he summons Dark Magician Girl, so everyone, you can fangirl about her. Yay! I'm gonna bring this up now since I really have nothing to talk about, since I'm not gonna go in depth about this duel that much. J.B. Coleman as the Pharaoh was good, but the new guy Aoi got, Blaze, seems to be lacking. Not saying he's bad, but comparing the two, which I am being forced to do so, J.B. Coleman was better. Now, I don't know why the change-up was there. I thought it was too personal to ask, so I didn't.
You didn't ask because you were nervous and excited at the same time.
Quiet, you! So it seems like Yami's on the ropes until this happens. What I like to call main character BS.
I activate my trap card, Magical Cylinder. I won't be defeated here.
I will not allow it. I activate.
Yeah, the Pharaoh got back as wind and also forgot how to read because Dark Elf Rogue, can negate a trap card once per turn. So he protects Magician Girl with magical hats. So what either A, he doesn't know how to read card effects, or B, he was psychologically traumatized that he activated magic cylinders first instead of magical hats. This isn't a criticism on AoE. This happens all the time during duels in anime. Also, he manages to get 3 monsters on the field. Yeah, I did skip it because this video was extremely too long with it here. And manages to draw the 1 card he needs. The Winged Dragon of Ra. And because I lost a bet, there's gonna be a little skip it here. I apologize. O mighty protector of the sun and sky, I beg of thee, please heed my cry. Transform thyself from orb of light and bring me victory in this fight. I beseech thee, grace our humble game. But first I shall call out thy name, Winged Dragon of Ra! So yeah, the big guns are out, and this asshole is gonna be the vein of my fucking existence for the rest of this duel. And I'm not saying this because of how Raw... Yeah, I'm saying this it's because of how Raw is. Now, I don't take this as a complaint or correct criticism on Aoi for her part. She uses the anime effects of most monsters. That includes the Egyptian gods. Ra is a complicated hodgepodge of different effects, which makes it complicated to what exactly happens. So, basically what I'm assuming is the Pharaoh pays 1,000 life points, destroys the monsters on the field, and attacks her directly, dealing like over 3,000 damage, because I did calculate it, I just don't got it in my notes for some reason. That's what I'm assuming what happens. And then Aoi uses her own monsters effects to basically not take that much damage, considering they're like 1950. Also, when she gets burnt, it's revealed that she has a Horus eye on her shoulder. His represents the moon, hers represents the sun. More parallels! I wonder what it's leading into. So, yeah. This makes things kinda complicated for the next part. And hopefully, I'm assuming she left it out, which I'm glad she did, because you see, when looking up the anime effects for Ra, they also include his effect from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga R, which are a pain in the ass for me, because what's about to happen, if he does have the full anime effect, if that is the full official anime effect, which is stupid, would incite that either A, the Dark Elves have a hierarchy equal to Ra, or B, I'm hoping she threw it out. Whether we have confirmation of that or not is yet to be seen. I actually know it's just the anime effects. Yu-Gi-Oh! R's effects do not take precedence, but that is fucking confusing, and it's not her fault. I blame Yu-Gi-Oh! R. So what's supposed to happen, if we go fully by the anime effects, is the Black Elves attack Ra, Ra instantly destroys it because of hierarchy. What happens, which is better in my opinion, is this. She activates Draining Force, combining her attack points into Warlock, and then Warlock blasts Ra, inciting a draw. When I mean a draw, I'll get to that here in a minute.
Tell me no king!
No! Do not come any closer!
Wait, who won?
It was interrupted by Joey and the others, so there is no winner. I believe it's a tie.
That is boring.
Would you like me to try to calculate the results and see who would have won if the duel continued?
Yes, please.
Going by that Aoi is not an incompetent duelist, she would have negated Mirror Force, and Neutron Z would have activated, leaving the result with the Pharaoh after this would left him with 450 life points.
Nice. But this is why you are still single.
Go to hell, Greece. The duel concludes with the Pharaoh and vice versa Yugi incapacitated going to the hospital, where they meet Tristan's brother, and Tristan's brother replies with, they can't do anything for him, he's going to have to get through this on his own. Yeah, maybe you should use like 30 cc's of friendship, maybe that will help. Isn't that right, Taya? All of a sudden, Aoi pops up from behind Joey, proclaiming that she is the only one that can. Does she want to help? We don't know. Probably because Yugi's in danger.
How did she do that?
Honestly, it's because I think that Domino's hospital security is just as shitty as Americans' security. My final thoughts on both these episodes. They are really, really good for a fan project. That's how I viewed it in. Most of the jokes I did have throughout this review was not targeted towards this fan project. It's mostly the logic of the card game and anime itself. I assure you. I really love this project, and I highly recommend. I am putting links down in the description below that you go check out this girl, Aoi's work. It is fucking amazing. She thought of this up from the Japanese anime perspective, so if you're an English dub watcher, you're not going to catch on to the plot. So I highly suggest looking it up, or unless you have the time, go watch the Japanese version of the 5th season. From my knowledge, the writer and creator of Yugioh, I'm going to butcher his name so I'm not going to pronounce it, was ill, highly ill during this time. Not only that, due to time constraints, he could not finish what he originally had for the anime. So, even in the Japanese version, there's a lot of plot holes in the 5th season, sadly. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't go see it. Especially if you're a major fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And would like to see its original roots. I really do recommend this series, and I want you to please go give Aoi your support. She really deserves it. Her and her friends put a whole lot of hard work into this, and everything. I hope you... Alright, that is it from me. I hope I see you next time. Hit the like, subscribe button, and comment down below, or dislike if you want. I'll see you next time. Ciao. Master.
Diablos, are you okay?
Where am I? Is this 1985? What's going on?
You fell asleep during editing. Did you have a nightmare?
Me? A nightmare? No. Just get back to work on the thing.
But...
I said go!
Okay...
So, it looks like he does have a weakness. This is going to get interesting.